take your seats, and we are happy to start the next development activities for 5 houses. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your engagement. We'll have something interesting for you now. Thank you.
Hello?
We're almost ready for you. All right. Few more moments. Oh, we're good to go. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It's our brave few who are back for more creation. Hi, Ale. It's good to see you again. I mean, I've seen you earlier, but it's nice to be up here with you again. So we're on our 3rd day of working on this project called 5 Houses, presented to us by Geshe Michael. And one of the other aspects of this project is the actual content and the classes that we're going to share. So that will be what we're going to focus on for the next 2 days. We'll look at what is the actual curriculum that we can offer in each of the houses, okay? And our hope is that you all can help us create that. If you've been with us in some of the earlier retreats in Mexico City or in Diamond Mountain, or even the follow-up sessions we led over the summer, we've already collected some of your ideas, and today we want to go a little bit deeper into what kind of content we can offer. So it's our first real step towards offering courses in each house. And Ale, you want to share some more things? Or we can swap.
Very deep that I want to share. Thank you everybody for coming back, and welcome everybody on Zoom. It's nice to see you all. So today we are going to use our ideally student that we created yesterday, and then we will create a course based on that. It might sound a little bit scary, but I want to invite you to remember any of the times that you have been in a class, 5 houses, or in a retreat, and you have that thought that, oh, I have an idea for, we can offer a class or we can offer a course, and everything starts with an idea. Then, yesterday, we defined the student. So we want to tie those two and work together and develop something even more deeper.
Yeah, sweet. So we might even use something you come up with in the next 2 days in the beginning of next year, when we hope to actually create and offer classes, okay? So I love what you said. You're double-fisted on mics. I love it. I love what you said, Ale, about when you've had an idea listening to a class and been like, I can't wait to go and share that. We want to get those ideas out of your head and into a spreadsheet so we can use them, okay? So that's what today will be about. What I'd like to do is, in a moment, we're gonna go through a worksheet that we've prepared to help you create a course. And like I said, we'll spend 2 days doing this. And because, I don't know, I'm like old school or something, I like paper physical things. So for those of you in person, we've printed the worksheet for you, and we've got it in English, Ukrainian, Russian, and simplified Chinese. And if there's some of you that I'm missing, let us know. We'll get it printed for tomorrow. Then, for our folks online, do you want to share how they can participate?
Yes, for those who are online, we will post a drive link in the Zoom, and then you can download the worksheet. So we will do it together.
Perfect. So before I walk you through the document, I'd like to take 2 minutes for the in-studio folks to come up and grab one of the worksheets, okay? So you can stand up, come grab a worksheet in your language so you can look at it as we go through it. English, Ukrainian, Russian, and simplified Chinese. Those are not back to back, just so you know. I think it's 2 or 3 pages. Two, okay?
Brian, I send you an image. Yes. And share it on Zoom. All right, for those who are on Zoom, you have the QR code over there. Scan it, and then you can download the worksheet.
And we've almost got everyone in studio with the worksheet. We'll start in just 1 more minute. And to my tech table, Brian, could we put up the Prepare My Course, the scrollable one? Sorry? Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
Yes. Both.
Yes, both. All right. So, I'll walk us through this, and then hopefully address some of the questions you might have after we do that. So you'll see at the very top is a briefer, shorter version of who is your course for. And like Ale highlighted, we talked about our target audience yesterday. Here is where you'll think about who are you creating this course for. And we'd like you to do this according to your house, okay? So imagine those students showing up to the mountain house or showing up to the staircase house, okay? And you can fill in the thing that your course is going to help them with. So what problem does this course solve? And who will benefit from taking it? Then you can write out a few more identifying features of who you'd like to teach to, and how that student or how that audience prefers to learn, okay? So that's our first section. The next part you'll see is what is the source material. And this is where we're going to invite you to use the knowledge base. How many of you are familiar with the knowledge base? Some of you are, not everybody, okay? The knowledge base is a website, and don't worry, I'll show you the actual link to it in a moment. But that is a website that has so many of Geshe Michael's teachings that you can easily locate, okay? So the idea is that when we create a course, you can reference teachings that already exist as the core, as the source of what you're going to teach. And I think what we've said in previous workshops really resonates here. It's so important as Five Houses that we keep the teachings accurate and authentic. And what we're changing is just the presentation. If you remember, Tim talked about the innovators. So we want to be able to present the material in a way that speaks to the student without changing the core of the teaching. And so in section 2, yeah, it's up there, you'll see you can list sources that are already available and live on the knowledge base, or if you know somewhere else of Geshe Michael's teachings, you can also use those. Okay? Do you want to go through another section? A couple sections? Yeah.
The third section is what are the course outcomes. So basically it's like, what is the goal? What the students will leave after they take your course. Like sometimes they will nail it the first step of meditation, or they will learn how to find a karmic partner, things like that. The fourth session is what is going to be the class format. It could be formal, like in person in a venue, or live streaming YouTube, or in Twitter, or now call it X, social media. You know, that will be how many classes is going to have your course. It can be one class, one weekend is your course. Just think about how many classes you want to have. Which languages? Do you want to be super many languages or just one? So yeah, that's what we want to know in that section.
There we are. Perfect. Yeah. So think about the format you want to present your course in. And then lastly, section 5, thanks for scrolling, is more specifically what are the topics you want to cover. Okay? So like Ale mentioned, maybe one of your course outcomes is for people to learn the first preliminary of meditation, okay? I think it's about cleaning up. See, we need somebody else for this. Anyway, and you decided you're gonna do a weekend course on the preliminaries of meditation, and you decided your language and it's gonna be in person. When you get to this topic part, like what is the actual content, then is when you would perhaps list out the 6 preliminaries to meditation. And you might also list out the, I don't know, other things that are going to get highlighted in your course that you're actually going to teach on. Okay? Perfect. So we also talked about some questions you all might have and things that might be popping in your mind about
this particular activity. So, how many of you, just at a first glance, are like, oh my gosh, this is so much. I don't think I can do this. Anybody feel that way? A few of you. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So, I want to highlight that there is such a beautiful mix of practitioners and teachers in this room. And we want you to work in groups within your house. And this is your chance to get to know some of those teachers. And they can support in helping new people or new to creating courses. They can definitely help you out. Okay? We'll get to questions for sure. And what were some of the other concerns we came up with?
We were thinking, like, if it's your first time in this type of retreat or course and you don't know anything about what we are doing here, you are our perfect target audience because we need you fresh mind and your fresh ideas to actually develop what is needed to reach more people. So don't feel like because you don't understand or don't know what is the knowledge base and all the terminology that we use, you are what we need right now. So please help us and let's work together and develop something really new.
Yeah, exactly. Like for our senior students and seasoned teachers, it's also your opportunity to connect with the new people and hear what do they really want to learn. And so our hope is for you to work together in completing this Prepare My Course worksheet. Okay? A few other instructions for you to know about, and then we're gonna send you off in groups to work together. First thing is, we're gonna have 2 days to do this, okay? So you've got today and tomorrow to come back and work in groups to create a course together. Then on the last day of our retreat, we are going to invite some of the groups to present. And we'll have a panel for you, and we'll give you 5 minutes to present and 5 minutes for some of those senior students to give you, and senior teachers, to give you feedback, okay? I'm gonna talk more about the presenting part tomorrow, because I don't wanna overload you all, okay? Then we're going to break you into smaller groups and still according to your house. All right. So we'll still use the 4 corners of this room, but you don't have to. You don't have to work with 20 people to create a course. You can work in smaller groups of 3 to 5 or 6 or however many you are, and brainstorm with those smaller groups course ideas. All right. What else do I need to tell them? Submit.
Question. I will repeat the Venerable Gels's question is each smaller group will submit one form or each of the people of the group will present a personal form or groups? I think either one. If you want to present it as a group, that's fine. When we do the group presentation, only 1 or 2 members of that group will be presented in the day.
Yeah, but you can definitely present it as a group. We're not going to chase you like, did you send it in? But we do want your ideas. Yeah, go ahead. The question was, how many people should be in the small groups? We anticipate it will naturally kind of happen according to language. In my mind, I'm picturing as small as 3 people working together, as many as 6, 7, something. a little more than 6 or 7 sometimes gets challenging for group work, this type of thing. Yeah. There was another question from earlier. No, it got answered? Okay. Any other questions? Does this feel okay? Feel clear? Yeah?
Okay. Like challenges.
Yeah. So let's have you generally gather with, again, we'll put, if you're in the room, Classics House up in this front to my left corner. We'll have our Samadhi House back in the back, our Mountain House back in the back on the other side, and then our Lamrim House up front on to my right. And start moving to those places and then chat with each other. And then a few of you start filling out a course.
And for those who are online, you can do this activity by yourself. And then in the next couple days, we will share more information about when we will do this exercise with all of you in the follow-up session. So we want you also to present your ideas. So let's do 40 minutes. It was 40, yeah. We will be back in 40 minutes. We will work together, and I promise all of you online, we will put nice music so you don't fall asleep.
Oh yeah, you're doing it's not a homework and I'm doing, we'll come back tomorrow and continue. Okay. All right. Let's start to make our way back to our course. To our seats.
Okay, meanwhile, we wait for the in-person audience to come back to their seats. Thank you all the students who were online, patiently waiting for us or trying to figure out how the worksheet works. Thank you so much for all of those who help each other in the chat. We are singing you all. We receive your feedback and we will improve your online experience for tomorrow. Thank you so much. Also, something very important that come from the online audience. Hey, here in person, please. Shh.
Quiet, quiet.
Sorry, interpreters. Something very important that come from the online audience is, does this worksheet is a homework for my Diamond Way requirement course? Not is not. Don't worry. If you don't fill out this form, if you don't submit your course, don't worry. This is not a requirement. We want to make it very sure and clear for all of you. So thank you so much. So Sarah, back to you.
Yeah. All right, everyone. So what we wanted to do before we wrap up is just check in and see if there were any questions or blockers, troubles you ran into. Anyone in the audience? Yeah. Tracy, go ahead. Is it a quick question or is it a long one? We'll get you a microphone.
Our group, the question, there's a little bit of confusion around trying to navigate through all the paradigms of rules and laws and if there's any pre-requirement entry. And as we were trying to figure out, it just didn't, it feels like we're trying to reinvent the wheel and we don't have to. So is there kind of a little bit of clarity around the kind of paradigms of course? Like, for example, we were thinking of using a book and then just, we didn't have a lot of, there was so many questions coming up that we're grateful there's a second day to follow up on this.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a question.
That's okay. That's okay. And they heard online, right? Okay,
Yes.
great. So I heard a couple things in what you said. One is, I don't fully understand what the rules are yet of the 5 houses, and what are the requirements to get into a house, and then once I'm there, what happens next. So I can share with the entire group and with those of you online that we are still planning as of this moment to have all of the students who show up to the 5 houses go through 5 of the 18 foundation courses, 5 courses that Geshe Michael pulled out as the very most important courses of the entire 18. They are course 1, which is the steps on the path, the Lam Rim. They are course 3, but it's the second of the 5, which is the course on meditation. It is course 5, which is the course on karma, on mental seeds. Course 6, which is the diamond cutter, which is a deep dive into emptiness. And course 7, which is the course on the Bodhisattva vows. So, as it stands, those will be the general courses that students go through. And then they'll dive into a more specialized content according to each house. Okay? Then in terms of other like rules, lines, the perfect structure of the 5 houses, that's an ever-breathing, moving thing, especially as it continues to be developed, okay? So we will share everything that we know as of now with you, and then as we continue to grow, we'll share more of that structure. Then the other thing I heard you talk about was like where to begin, and yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Tracy was asking, even on the sheet, like when we're asking about the outcome and things like that, what does all of that mean? So, in my experience, once you've kind of got the general gist of what you want to teach, it gets a little easier to fill out. So if you're in Staircase House, once as a group you decide, okay, we're going to do Lam Rems 20, 21, and 22, or whatever. Then the outcomes become a lot more clear based on what that source is. So I'll highlight what you also highlighted. We are going to come back tomorrow. That means please hold on to your worksheets, bring them with you tomorrow, and hopefully your group will be back tomorrow too, and you'll have more time to dive in, digest some of it tonight, and return tomorrow. Did you have anything you want to add?
No. Alex?
Great. Do you want to repeat? Okay. For the online audience, Alex asked, should we design a course that hooks people into our house, like a introductory or a overview or something that brings completely brand new people in? Or Do you want a course that comes after those 5 core foundation courses that students have taken? And that, maybe it was their group where that came up. I think both could work because we could use both. Either way will be a brilliant idea for us to process and think about as we move forward and actually create the content. So both work, yeah. Any other questions? Yeah? All right, well, if there's no more questions, I'm gonna invite you back tomorrow. Keep working on it, keep chatting with, for the senior students, keep chatting with the newbies, if you're brand new to this retreat, keep asking your questions and answering honestly to what you would be interested in. And like I said, I'll give you a little more detail into the presentations that are gonna come on the last day. I'll talk about that more tomorrow, okay? And anything else, Ale, to add?
No, just say thank you everybody online, and we can do the same thing as we are doing here in person online, sharing our questions in the chat and also in online sessions and other classes, so don't feel discouraged. You could ask your questions in the chat as well.
Thank you, dear Sarah and Ale. I think each time it becomes more clear for us what we will do, even in presenting 5 houses to our family and friends. That's very nice to think about it. So thank you very much. We see you in half an hour for Geshe Michael's class, okay, 3 p.m. Be in time. Thank you.